Good morning. So let's continue with our third part on our chapter on human evolution from the book Early Social Formation by Amar Faruqi. In the last part, we discussed the various subcategories under the broad subheading of primates. In this part, we will focus on the category of hominids and its subcategory. So, the modern humans are the only surviving species of hominidia. A hominid is any member of the biological family Hominidae. So it will not confuse you whenever I repeat the word hominid. So hominids are divided into two subcategories or two genera. The first, the genus Australopithecus and the genus Homo. Australopithecus genus were the first to evolve. They walk upright, and the fossil of first Australopithecus was found by Raymond Dart in 1924 in South Africa. Now, Australopithecus can be further divided into many species. Among them, first we can subcategorize into them into Australopithecus africanus, then Australopithecus robustus. In Australopithecus africanus, forehead was steeper, that means sloping downwards, and skull was more round. They were omnivorous, and as compared to Australopithecus robustus, they had large cheek teeth and flatter forehead than africanus. Their male had a bony stretch at the top of their skull, and they were herbivorous, while Australopithecus africanus were omnivores. In both, cheek teeth differ from apes. They were flat and were adapted to grinding tough plant foods. Australopithecus males were much larger in size than females, which means we can see sexual dimorphism. Then they gradually disappeared with the evolution of Homo. In 1950, important discoveries of Australopithecus were made in East Africa. A team of husband and wife, Mary and Louis Leakey, found Australopithecus remains in Tanzania located in Olduvai Gorge. Fossil of species were very different from Robustus and Africanus. This species was named Zinzanthropus, now labeled as Australopithecus posei. Now, recent evidence suggests that Australopithecine come from Ethiopia. Omo Valley Hadar found here had been identified as belonging to species which evolved earlier than Bosai, Robustus, and Africanus. This species belongs to 4 million years ago and is named as Australopithecus africansis. It might be an ancestor of all the above three mentioned Australopithecus. It was the earliest known species of Hominidia and still retains some character of apes. Now, as we have noticed, that Australopithecus started walking upright. So, what were the changes in body required for bipedalism? So, the knees and pelvic girdle have to be shaped in such a way that a comfortable erect posture can be maintained. Second, pelvic girdle should accommodate large leg muscles and hold the weight of the body. Third, backbone should be shaped accordingly from concave to convex, and the shape of the thorax should be funnel shaped or conical in apes and cylindrical in humans. So these were the changes required for moving to bipedalism. Now let's look at some features of Australopithecus africanus. They possess bipedalism but has some ape-like trait. Their lower limbs relatively shorter than humans. Thorax still conical, fingers were much curved like chimpanzees. Now Australopithecus developed bipedalism around 4 million years ago. From 7 million years ago to 2.5 million years ago, there is no vital increase in brain size. Australopithecus brain is 450 cc to 550 cc, while those of apes is 470 cc for chimpanzees. So we can't see any vital change in the brain size. In Increase in brain size occurred between 3 to 2 million years ago because of partly change in teeth and jaws. Canine were reduced in size and lower jaw became lighter. Upper part of skull too became lighter, create a room for brain to increase its size. Now let's look and focus on the genus Homo. In this belongs the human beings and their immediate ancestor. They has large brain size than Australopithecus. They were the oldest fossil. Their oldest fossil, that is of Homo habilis, found near Lake Turkana in Kenya. Other specimens have been discovered in Olduvai. Homo habilis lived 2 million years ago and has a brain size of 800 cc. So now we can see there were vital changes in brain sizes. Now Homo habilis was the first tool maker. Homo habilis was followed by Homo erectus, which evolved around 1.75 million years ago. Their fossils were found in East Turkana in Kenya. They were almost like modern human beings, taller than Australopithecus, brain size of 1000 cc, nearly 70% size of Homo sapiens brain. They made tools with great skill. Homo began to move from Africa to Asia and Europe. All fossils of Australopithecus and Homo habilis are found in South and East Africa, confirming Darwin's theory of human evolution in Africa. Richard Leakey has calculated migration out of Africa may have been 20 km per generation, thus covering 4 km between East Africa and China in 2000 years, but majority lived in Africa. Now, fossils of Homo erectus were first discovered in Indonesia, which were around 9 lakh years old. Fossil of Pithecanthropus found in Java. Now, terminologies such as Pithecanthropus erectus, Pithecanthropus javanensis, Java man, Pithecanthropus picanis all belongs to the Homo erectus category. Just names are different from different regions. Now, fossils also found in China and parts of Europe. Homo erectus became extinct around 4 lakh years ago. New branch existed around 1.25 years ago, which were named as Neanderthals. They were the early Homo sapiens neanderthalensis, ours named as Homo sapiens sapiens. They were first discovered in Germany in 1856. Brain size expanded, stone tool became efficient, culture became more divisible. But skulls were thicker and less rounded at top than those of modern humans. Population began to dwindle about 50,000 years ago and species became extinct around 34,000 years ago. Neanderthal fossils were mainly found in Europe and West Asia, but fossils bearing close resemblance to human found in Africa. That means around 1.25 thousand years ago, Homo sapiens can be divided into two subcategories: Neanderthals and Homo sapiens sapiens. About Neanderthals, we just spoke, and more Homo sapiens sapiens include modern humans. On the basis of fossil and DNA, Richard Leakey forth a strong argument for the African origin of Homo sapiens sapiens. Now, apart from Neanderthals and Homo sapiens species, whose fossils were found at Broken Hill in Zambia, Guangzhou in West Asia, and Cro-Magnon in West Europe. Now, Homo sapiens sapiens brain size is around 1350 cc. Rapid development of tool technology, which was possible because of large brain with well developed hands which were free. The focus now shifted to understanding the social context of human behavior. Homo sapiens sapiens were better equipped for social interaction and cooperation than other Homo sapiens. Philip Lieberman studied the shape and size of skull and neck of modern humans in relation to Neanderthals and apes. Homo sapiens sapiens acquired globular shape while Neanderthals had bulging skull. Homo sapiens sapiens has modification in the shape of neck, most importantly the sound resonating portion of our throat, able to produce great variety of sound. Now, language is a key to understand the specificity of Homo sapiens sapiens. It allowed transmission of language. More developed brain allowed the information to be stored. This accelerated the pace of cultural adaptation, and humans were no longer dependent on biological evolution. With this, we complete our chapter 1 and the understanding on human evolution on the basis of biologically. Thank you and keep studying.